What's going on, everybody? It's Matt Trotz here, another episode of The Guided Life. Today we are out with Adam Rassmussen in Salmon Depot. We're on the big old lake here.
Yeah, out on the big pond.
Big pond. We also have Chris with Fish, Wisconsin.
That's right.
Guide Services.
Outdoors.
Yep, so here we are. We literally just got set up. We'll go over what the tactics and everything like that, but we have one in the box already, a perfect eater size, so let's not jinx it. Let's carry on the rest of the day and have some fun.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
You got the easy rod.
I was gonna say, there he's flashing.
All right, now just lift and walk back. Perfect one for the grill.
Perfect.
There you go.
Oh, yep.
Nice job.
Guess we're
That was one That's like, a perfect one. Just got line set and got one on already. It's a good sign for the operation.
nice. Been here 3 minutes.
3 minutes. We're ready to go.
3 minutes.
So one of the huge things that everybody fishes on the Great Lakes are spoons, flasher flies. Flasher flies are probably one of my favorite big fish baits. So what the whole concept behind it, there's a lot of different colors and styles. And these are a couple of stingers.
Pro Troll stuff, yep.
There's hot spots, and they all have just a little bit of a different action. When you put this in the water, this flasher actually rotates. Your fly's back behind it, and that's what gives your fly action. So the flasher adds color and flash in the water to attract them up there, and then it gives your bait that action. So you can pre-buy them, like I use all Howie flies.
Okay.
That's one of the #1 ones out there. You guys have them at the real shop.
Yep.
Sell them, piles of them. So I tie up my own. Use a 50-pound leader.
Is this a floral lead?
This is a fluoro, yep.
A certain brand you are specific to?
I run Suffolk's on
Okay.
all of mine.
Yep.
So a 50-pound leader, treble hook on the back of it. And what I do is I tie all mine the same length. I like 23 inches, right or wrong, doesn't matter. But one good thing to remember, if you tie them all the same length, they're all working the same. So if the fish are more aggressive and they want that tighter wobble, you just go faster, you troll faster. If you have one of these that's 18 inches long, you got one out that's 22 inches long, and one's 24 inches long, they all have different actions. Then when you adjust your speed, you change the action on all of them. This way, everything has the same action.
So a shorter one in that instance would be going a lot crazier than a one that's a lot longer.
So if I want more action, I just go faster.
Gotcha.
That way I have all my rods working. Otherwise, you might have one flasher that's working and the other stuff's not working at all. It's all speed dependent, if that makes sense.
Yep. So when you're saying 23 inches, is it from the back treble all the way to the
treble
swivel
all the
ender?
way to the
Yeah.
loop, yep.
Okay. That's a
You
good
tie
tip.
a loop on the end of them, they're easy to change. If I want a different color fly, I grab it, have a bunch of them pre-tied, hook it on there.
That's just the connector here, just basically a swivel.
Yep.
A big swivel. Awesome. Now, how do you pick color on these? Whatever you're feeling that day?
Yeah, whatever you feel like. Like I said, I don't change stuff a lot, so I'll run some chromes. I'll run chrome green. If it's cloudy out, I might run some stuff that's white with pearl like that. Or even if you're fishing early in the morning, you know, you're going to leave the dock at 3:30 and you're going out in the dark, you'll want to have stuff with glow tape on it.
Gotcha.
Because there's no light down there, so that's your attractant then is the glow. And then you can charge them up and send those down. But you get bright sunny days, a lot of stuff with chrome on it is good.
So even more silly question, an alewife doesn't swim like this, does it?
No. Why salmon eat these? I have no idea, because I could think of a million things that I use bass fishing and the smallmouth eat alewives. Yeah.
They don't simulate that.
No, exactly.
Well, even if you think about a walleye fly, when you pull it, like it streams like a minnow, right?
Yeah.
And then it fluffs at the end. If this thing's doing this in the water, that must be a crazy drunk
It
alewife.
doesn't really circle, it'll actually dart
Oh,
side to
okay.
side.
Gotcha.
So I mean, that doesn't look like anything but something I took off of my kid's tricycle.
We can pick off, and feel free to join in whenever you want as well.
Little guy on here, if you want him.
Oh, really?
I don't want to reel him in. That one's
All right.
out there too far. Yep.
Okay. Yep. So unless he starts pulling, then just keep burning it. You want me to go middle or something to stay away from lines?
Yeah, if you can. He's out there a couple 100 feet yet.
All right, I can come back middle. It's not, like you said, it's not that big.
Why you come out in the afternoon instead of getting up there?
Right. He must be swimming at me now. Did he get off? Oh, there I can feel the head shake, yeah. You keep...
After we get that reset, we'll talk about the fish log.
Oh, yeah, oh.
That probe that'll tell you where the current and the temperature. You can both flip that one.
Yeah.
Little griller.
Yeah.
It's a griller. Tell me about that spoon, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm excited at.
See?
I haven't seen that one. They're actually some
Matt, you want to show the
Sure.
fish and the spoon, maybe?
Well, here, let's get a shot of the spoon first.
There you go.
I'll give that to you.
Got him?
Yep. Second one. What, 15 minutes? Oh, 2-minute penalty.
Put him on ice.
Put him on the ice. In the board. Everybody wants eater size.
That's an eater size.
Those are the eaters.
They're most fun to catch, but they're a blast to grill.
All right, Adam's gonna tell us all about fish hawk.
All right, so a fish hawk, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's a probe that I have set on this corner downrigger. That's that goofy looking, looks like a flashlight. So that goes down, and that'll tell me the speed down below. It's got a little paddle wheel on it, and it also tells me the temperature.
Right.
Temperature is huge out here. Everything is temperature, current, speed related. That's, you put those three pieces together, and you'll catch fish.
So by speed, that thing's picking up the current that's coming down there. It's not so much the boat speed, right?
Whatever the water speed is. So right now, we have hardly any current right here. My fish hawk's reading 2.4, and we're doing 2.5 to 2.7 on the GPS.
Okay.
So we're actually going with the current right now, and there's not a lot. Like if we were doing 3 and our fish hawk set 2, then we have a really strong current.
Yep.
So you can actually tell which way the current's going if you're going into it or with it. The big thing that helps with the speed portion, we're gonna go up a little ways if we don't get another fish. You know, if we had 3 bites pretty quick back here, we're gonna turn around, and I'm gonna try to get my fish hawk at 2.4 miles an hour going the other way, because then I know my baits are the right speed and the right action.
And then the other thing too is was that other fish at about 160 feet of depth as well?
That one, we're up in like 130.
Okay, so it was a little higher in the water column.
He was only down about 40 feet over 130.
So the other thing you had mentioned, I heard you guys talking before as you're getting set up. You said at the ball. Are you reading the fish hawk at the ball on the downrigger?
Yep, at the downrigger ball. So wherever I can move that downrigger throughout the water column. We talked about earlier that 49-degree temperature break. That's the big one that you want to find. So as I was putting that downrigger down, we got to 40 feet and I hit 49 degrees. So I know that the bulk of my baits I want to have at that 40-foot range, give or take. Those salmon like to live in that 49. They'll come up into the warmer stuff to feed. That's where the alewives are going to be, but they like to live in that. That's their comfort zone.
Okay.
So you want to put most of your stuff at that break. The sun's up right now. It's not real windy, so we got some stuff even deeper down where it's a little darker. We caught that first fish 121 feet down.
Okay.
Over 160 feet of water. So that one was just down there laying low, chilling out.
Just water temperature at the surface compared to at the, you were saying, so what is like water surface temps right now?
We have 75 right now.
Wow.
So it's really warm. You get down 40 feet and it's 49.
49 degrees.
Big change.
That's crazy. Well, I can just definitely see then how critical it is to stay at the right water temp for sure.
Yep.
Now, a silly question for you. The downrigger, do you actually have a line off of that as well? Is there are you running a bait off the downrigger as well?
Yep. So this rod is actually connected to the ball. We can show that when we bring it back up. There's a release on the ball, and my line, you let your line out however far you want it, clip it on there, drop it down. So this rod actually goes straight down and out.
And
so
out.
Then when a fish hits, it rips it out of the clip.
Really?
And everything is free to fight it. On these Canon Optimum downriggers, the cool thing, it's got all of our fish hawk stuff. So I have the monitor up front. You can't always see it, especially me when I'm guiding and I got people up there in the way. Everything's on here, so right there it says 75 degrees from surface.
Yep.
Our downrigger is down 69 feet. The ball is actually at 63 feet. And the water temp right there is 42. And then our speed is 2.4.
Wow.
So it shows me all that data on all three downriggers. So I can just look over and I can see all that without having to look up to the front of the boat.
That's awesome.
We got to keep the line, or we got to keep the drag somewhat tight on these wire reels. I mean loose. I want loose on the wire reels because there's no give. You don't have any stretch. And when the fish wants to do that, it's got to be able to go.
Yep.
We have a snubber on there, and that's about all you got. So I'm just going to loosen it up just a little bit more. He's giving you a lot of head shakes. He's angry. So now you're just going to, just like that. Yep. You always want that rod bent just like that.
Now he's coming at us. Don't pop. Okay.
Pump them too much and then you open up that hole.
Okay. Just reel at him, pull up.
Really, yeah. If you gotta pump a little bit, do it really slow.
Okay.
When your rod's shaking like that, you can reel faster because fish is getting past your dipsy.
Okay.
Feel the flasher out there. It's actually getting slapped. That's easy.
I might even get a chance to
Get a few more than you can reel some.
Well, Matt was saying as long as we want to run that,
Bring up the bill. Bust up the bouche lattes.
So if you want to talk like right now, well, like what we got on this one, or you can talk the whole time.
So this one bit on a dipsy. Normally I run 4 dipsy divers and I run them on wire. What a dipsy diver does, I'll show you once you get it in here. There's actually a release on it, so it planes out. So I run 1 out of 3 settings to get out to the side more at my inside, and then I run on 1, so that way I can run 2 on each side of the boat. 31 feet. That fish is probably in that 40-foot range, which is right about where the temperature is today. Salmon like to live where it's 49 degrees.
Really?
Their comfort zone. And that temperature break when at the fish hawk down earlier at 40 feet, we had 49.5. So
Right where you want it.
in the zone, we want to be at that 40, 50-foot range.
So we definitely have to talk about that fish hawk after, if I get this one in.
Yeah.
Oh, there, I seen it.
Well, if you take too much longer, it'll be dark.
The more fish in the boat, the better this all looks. Holy shnikes, are you seeing this thing?
I haven't seen that. Okay.
Then reel all the way up to that dip sea and then lift and walk back.
Keep reeling down to right to the dip.
Yep.
And then now lift it up. Walk forward. Walk that way. Keep walking.
Right now? My bad. Which way you want me, Adam?
You're the downward way, man.
That one could have ate the last one you caught. Dude,
What's that?
I said that one could have ate the last one you got.
What did I do wrong on that landing? Did I go too far this way?
Swam around the rig.
Okay. Can you control them and bring them back this way when they're in that situation? Holy
That rod, you can hold this fish.
yeah.
Got it?
Yep.
It's a little better one.
Show it to that camera. Let's get a picture.
The highway, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man, let's go.
Partner rigger.
Oh.
That's it.
Sleeping?
Yeah. I'm checking my loop for it back there.
So here's it. Let's film this then.
Told you.
Well, I want to know how, like Trevor asked, how did you know that fish was on? Are you good?
Yeah.
All right, Adam. We just had a fish hit, got off. Unfortunately, it happens. You called it,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But how did you know that fish was on the downrigger?
Just looked over at the rigger and the rod started pounding.
Just pounding.
Never got here fast enough to get the hook set on it. So we just missed this one on the downrigger. We're gonna let it back out. This one I'm actually running a lead core on to, so I'm keeping this ball up a little higher. So lead core and a spoon can get your line down a little bit below that ball, catch those spooky fish. Just a little trick. Go right to the braid. Here's our clip. Put the line in there. Then back out.
So that's on the downrigger.
And a cool thing with these optimum downriggers, when I hit auto up when I get a fish, I memorize where my bait was. That one was at 69 feet. So we're gonna put it right back at 69 feet. Try to get bit again. And you always want to take and reel down on your rods so they load up a little bit. That'll take a lot of that slack out of the line when they bite. And it makes it easier to see a bite on a downrigger.
The size of the fish is proportional to the alewife population, and the DNR uses the size of fish and also their creel surveys and stuff and the AOI biomass that's out in the lake. And what we've been seeing in the last few years is larger kings, which everybody likes to see larger kings. That's what gives you the screaming fight. You know, there's a lot of meat on them. Everybody just wants a big king. And there's been an abundance of bait. And the DNR is starting to stock a few more fish, and fishing's good. And we also have some natural reproduction going on in the Michigan side. If you look at a king, they have an adipose fin, and if the adipose fin's missing, that means that's a stockfish.
Can you break that down? What is it? What is that fin?
There's just a little fin on the back of the fish, closer to the tail, the last little fin. And if the adipose fin's missing, it's a stockfish.
Okay.
And if it's still there, it's a natural fish. And there's some natural reproduction happening in the lake now. And we're seeing fish of both sides, you know, naturals and stock. Fish on!
Oh, go ahead, Trevor. You're there.
Sure?
Go for it.
Okay, then take that camera.
I'm gonna try to operate 3 cameras here. Oh! Out here with the Salmon Depot guys, Adam Rassmussen and Chris. I can't even pronounce his last name. Ventimiglia.
There's a lake trout.
There's a beautiful laker.
Pretty one. Look at nice colors on it.
All right, man, it was an awesome day out here on the water. We're out of Sturgeon Bay again with Salmon Depot. Adam, thank you so much for bringing us out here. Why don't we let everybody know where they can find all the information about what you got going on?
So for all the salmon charters, you can go to www.salmondepotcharters.com. All my information will be on there. We're also on Facebook, and don't do a lot of reports or anything on the website. If you want to see how the fishing is, go to Facebook, and we'll have current pictures and reports and stuff on there. You can also follow Rassmussen Outdoors, RassmussenOutdoors.com. That has all my stuff for my, walleye and bass guiding as well, and the salmon stuff is on there also.
Yep. So not only does he guide phenomenal salmon trips out here, but you also guide for walleye, smallmouth. There's a lot of opportunities to hook up with Adam and do some amazing outdoor stuff, especially on the water. So The Guided Life was an awesome day out here on the water. We caught some fish. We got some awesome wave experiences out here. I just want to say thanks, man, for taking us out today. And remember, look them up on all the platforms again, Salmon Depot, Rassmussen Outdoors, and we'll see everybody on the next one.